As far as Memorial Day goes, how many of your friends that you were in the Navy with passed away?
Quite a few. Yeah, we had some killed through flight training. Well, one of them actually, my roommate in pre-flight, before the Korean War started, he was in a patrol plane flying off the coast of Korea in international waters, and some Korean jet fighters came out and shot him down and killed him.
Oh.
He was a very handsome young man. As you say, is my roommate all the way through pre-flight, which was
They put the
about 4
handsome ones
months.
together. Is that how they picked that?
What?
They picked the,
No, I don't know how they.
And then tell Kristen about how risky it was when you were flying planes in the Navy, about how many people crashed and all that.
Well, like my first cruise that I made to Europe, we started operating about the first day out in the Atlantic, and we operate every day, one after another. And in the first 30 days, we had an accident every day we operated, and every one of the 5 fighter squadrons had at least one pilot killed in the first 30 days. And there were only about 20 pilots in the squadron. I thought, 20 months we'll all be dead. But it didn't turn out that bad. But we had a lot of accidents like this friend of mine, his name was Guy Thrower, and he was a full-blooded Indian from Oklahoma. His names was Knife Thrower. And he was circling the carrier in a jet, and his wingman ran into him, and they both crashed and were both killed.
Mm-hmm.
And seen him run into fantail and get killed, and I watched this one Corsair. The guy got in a spin, and he just stayed in a spin all the way to the ground. And the Corsair that I flew and he flew was prohibited from intentional spin, so I don't know how he got into a spin, because you couldn't get it out when you got it in. And if you get it into one, you're supposed to bail out, but he didn't. And I had another friend who was buzzing this lake near the base where I was stationed. And the trouble is, buzzing over water, you can't really tell how low you are if the water's not, really churning up or something. And his prop hit the water, and he was going about 400 knots, and the airplane just disintegrated, of course, killed him.
but most of your friends weren't killed in the war because they were people that got sent to the Mediterranean with you.
Oh, none of my close friends were killed in the war because they were in my squadron.
Yeah.
My
But a lot
closest
of guys
friends.
died in flight training and
Yeah,
Yeah.
and making dive bombing runs, like one of the pilots in my squadron. You're supposed to release a bomb and then pull out high enough that you got plenty of room to pull out, but he didn't. He just kept going, and he hit the ground, and he was in my squadron. I went out and looked at the plane and little pieces all over.